We moved onto a 45-foot sailboat in Baltimore, Maryland with our parrot and corgi. It took time, patience, and work, but we have managed to transform it into a home. Now, it is time for us to venture out and explore the world as cruisers. Since we ride with a small electric motor, we depend on the winds to take us to new, exciting places. Join us as we travel on board Wisdom, our sailing home.
Lighting a Newport Dickinson heater is really simple. All you need to do is turn on the fuel, let it flow for a few minutes without lighting it, open the door, place a small piece of paper towel is what I usually use, just a corner, up at the top near the burn box, and then light it. And once it's lit, just push it down. It'll fall into the puddle of fuel that's down in there, and close the door. That's it. It's really simple. So it'll first burn up any fuel that's down at the bottom, and then it'll start acting as a wick and bringing the flame back up to the top. As it burns down at the bottom, it heats up the fuel, and then the fuel then vaporizes easier because it evaporates. It comes up to the top. When it gets to the top of the burn ring, which you can see it approaching right now, it then burns a lot more cleanly. So honestly, we just leave the heater set on 1 of 5. We don't touch the dial because if we turn it up, it just gets way too hot in the boat. If we turn it down, it doesn't burn very well. And we have a shutoff valve under the heater for the fuel line. So when we want to turn the heater off, we just close that valve. When we want the fire, we turn it on, wait a few minutes, and then do as you just saw. It's really simple. So you can sort of see a slight glow coming from inside. And that's the fuel slowly starting to burn. The glow's starting to pick up as the flames down below are building, and it's a process. It's not an instant flip a match and the whole fire is going and the boat's toasty warm, but it does work very dependably and very reliably every time we need it. There, the fire is starting to come up to the burn ring. It's getting there. One thing with these diesel heaters, they say they burn any kind of diesel. The diesel that you'll buy at a fuel dock is red, and the diesel you buy at a gas station for cars is green. Green diesel is considered street legal because it's ultra low sulfur, where the red diesel isn't considered street legal because the sulfur content's not as low. If you burn red diesel in these Dickinson heaters, you will soot it up completely in about a week, and the heater will actually stop working. And then you'll have to clean it out, and it's kind of a pain to have to clean it out once a week. If you burn green diesel, it burns so cleanly that we haven't cleaned this in about 2 years because we only run the green diesel. I did red diesel once, and it was a nightmare, and we had to burn through that entire tank, which was a lot of work, constantly cleaning out the heater. And then as soon as we switched back to green diesel, all the problems went away. One of the big signs that you can tell that the heater's sooting up is the glass will go completely black because it'll be covered in soot. With the green diesel, if it gets sooted, it'll be a very thin, light layer that'll form over the glass, and it just looks like the fire's a little muted because it's tinted. If you're burning red diesel, you'll see that you won't see any fire at all. It'll be completely black, and when you open the door, the soot will actually peel off in chunks because it's so thick. So definitely, if you have one of these and you're going to use it as your primary heat source on a boat while living aboard, use green diesel. It is kind of a pain because you have to cart in the diesel in cans each time, and carrying 5 gallons of diesel each trip down the pier, it's quite a slow process. But these suckers don't burn very much fuel, so a 5-gallon can will probably last you about a week. So if you bring in 2 cans at a time, that way the weight's balanced on your arms, you'll be warm for about 2 weeks, so you don't have to do it that often. There, it's coming up. It's almost there. As you can see, it's not that fast of a process, but it sure is easy. I haven't had to touch a single thing since I lit it. And there, the fire's up. It's up to the burn ring. Everything's set. Never had to touch the dial or anything. It's a really easy process to start these diesel heaters. All it takes is a little tiny corner of the paper towel and push the burning paper down into the bottom. That's it. You don't get your hands all full of soot. There's no mess, nothing at all. Now, if you do run out of paper towel, you can just simply shove the lighter all the way down to the bottom of the burn box, and it'll ignite the ash that's down at the bottom from all the other paper towels you've put in over the years. And the ash itself will be soaked in diesel, and it'll act as the wick to start the fire. The only downside to that plan is that you're probably going to get your knuckles on some part of the inside of the heater, and then you'll get little diesel soot marks on your hands, which then you have to wash off. If you ignite the little corner of paper towel and just push it down, your hands are completely clean, and less mess is better. And that's it. That's all it takes to start a Newport by Dickinson. This is their diesel heater.